Alright, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be ranking all the guns from the finals, and I'm going to be giving my thoughts about what makes them strong or what makes them pretty fucking bad. So let's hop into it. Alright, starting out, we're going to start with the AKM. In my opinion, the AKM is pretty freaking good. Like, it's pretty freaking decent. It doesn't have a lot of recoil, which is good. It has a decently high mag capacity. I think it's around 40 bullets, which is pretty fucking good compared to most guns. You know, you're not gonna find that on other assault rifles like the Scar. In my opinion, it's A tier. I think it's very strong. I don't think it's OP. I just think that the mag capacity is quite forgiving, and it's not meant to be a hard gun to use. So, all right, next we got the big GL, just like the big grenade launcher. Basically, when I first used this gun, or when I tried this gun again, this beta, I was really expecting it to not be good because I used it in the last two betas and it has felt like shit every time. But this time around, damage from the explosions and the radius of the explosions felt a lot more forgiving. And I did find that in some situations, the gun actually did prove to be quite useful. However, if you got like a more open map like Seoul, or the map has a lot of buildings on it, then this gun's gonna do well. All right, so next we have the pump action GL. This thing, it actually did feel pretty decent. You get to shoot 4 grenades in a relatively fast amount of time. Point and click explosions on people, unlike with the other GL that the bombs on that actually have a bit of a delay unless you're directly hitting them with it. I'd say both these guns do provide like similar utilities and share similar strengths. However, yeah, I have to put in dog shit, dude. I just don't think it's good. And also for both these guns, if they get close to you at all, you're fucked. If you get into a direct confrontation with either of these weapons, it's probably not going to end well. All right, yeah, next up we got the knife, the dagger, whatever you want to call it. I would probably put this in A tier, and that's mainly for the reason that you can one-shot lights and mediums with a backstab, which is not very hard to do, especially if you're running invis. That's my favorite gadget to run with any melee weapon. You can take out a whole team from the back lines and they really like don't know what's going on, and it definitely has good strength. However, obviously it's like if people are smart enough, they're just gonna like hold S and shoot you. You know, sometimes like your invis will fuck up and then you will accidentally like reveal yourself while you're not close enough to actually hit them. I think that's really all like the weakness that goes into this weapon. If they were going to nerf it, I think the best place to start would probably be with the primary tech, because basically if hitting the backstab is too hard for you, then you can just spam your primary attack and it will kill them very quickly. It'll still catch them off guard most of the time, and it does kill them very quickly. So all around pretty decent weapon, and I honestly don't expect it to get nerfed. All right, next we have the flamethrower. Not gonna lie, this shit is hella annoying. It's like you can have pretty much any of these weapons, you will most likely lose to the flamethrower. Basically, this thing's OP not only because it sets like literally fucking everything on fire. Any enemy that's close enough to you will get melted instantly. This thing melts people. It's a flamethrower, right? However, I think it does it a little too well. Basically, if the objective is inside of a building, you're gonna win, because if the enemy's also inside the building with you, they are more than close enough inside your optimal range, and you're going to be melting the fuck out of them. I can think of maybe 1 or 2 more other guns that could compete with this thing, but in close range, this thing is fucking king. All right, so next up we have the lever action shotgun, which is available to the medium class. I'd say, you know, it's going to be a B tier for me. Compared to the other shotguns, its DPS is shit. Like, it is shit. Like, when you have the auto shotgun compared to this shotgun, this thing has, each buckshot does pretty much the same damage. However, this thing's spread feels fucking weird, and the RPM, the rate of fire is also just insanely bad. Especially when you take like the auto shotgun and the double barrel into consideration. The auto shotgun just shoots fucking insanely fast with, you know, the damage you expect from a shotgun. And the double barrel does only have 2 bullets. However, it does an insane amount of damage. You know, honestly, we're putting in fucking failure because it's a failure of a shotgun. So next up, we got the Lewis gun. I'd say this is a firm B, just because, like, in the previous betas, I'd say this gun was pretty good because the M60 didn't do as much damage. Basically, right now, it doesn't do anything particularly special. I'd say it's basically just as good as the M60. The only thing is that the recoil over time, like, feels more controllable. But other than that, it doesn't really stand out. It's very mid. It's very mid, so it's going to go in the mid tier. However, I do believe that both these guns are pretty much on the same level. They both do the same thing. They're good at suppressive fire and just prolonged fire towards a group of targets. But yeah, I don't believe either of these guns are very good at the moment. They are definitely a viable option just compared to other stuff. I think you should be using some of these other guns rather than these 2 LMGs. All right, so next up we got the M1A or the LH1. They really fucked this gun in the ass. Pretty much during the first and the second beta, this gun was insanely good. One thing it used to be really good with was hip fire. Like, this thing's hip fire was pretty much pinpoint. It did not miss. But now in the third beta, this gun has been officially fucking buried. The overall, like, accuracy of the gun just feels way shittier. The recoil is a lot more intense. You used to be able to, like, spam this gun when it would retain a lot of its accuracy, but now I believe that it does lose accuracy the more you spam it, which is very unfortunate because this gun's TTK is just ruined. I think they did that because they want the gun to fill the role of having the capability to apply decent pressure from over range, because this gun really doesn't have any damage fall off. It's just that this gun's TTK really is held back by its fire rate, in my opinion. It's possible that I just, like, suck with this gun, you know, I don't know, but it definitely feels so much worse than it used to, and for that, it's got to go in the dog shit tier. So next up, we got the MAC-10, the little Uzi Vert. And this shit is fucking OP. It's available in the light class, so you get a lot of movement, and if you're like me, you're gonna be fucking running invis so you can gun stuff people and instantly kill them. But yeah, this shit is insanely strong. Like, the mag capacity is way too fucking high. Like, it just makes it way too forgiving to miss with this gun, especially when the gun can pretty much kill any class at, like, less than 20 bullets if you hit all your shots. This shit absolutely fucking melts people, and chances are when you kill them, they will barely know what the fuck happened to them. I think that they should bring down this thing's mag capacity and maybe even tune the fire rate to be a bit slower, because this shit is incredibly strong right now. Next up, we got the MP5s. It's A tier. When I first started using this gun, I could not fucking stand the reticle. It's some, like, gay little triangle, dude, and that shit looks so fucking, like, terrible. I just can't stand it. But other than that, I think the gun is pretty balanced. The TTK is quite similar to the MP5, however, the mag capacity is around 30 bullets compared to the MAC-10's 40 bullets, which I believe makes it a lot more punishing for missing, which is good because the gun has a reticle on it. You know, I think the developer's vision was more so to be less inclined to miss random bullets in your mag because you have a sight. I'd say the MP5's recoil is more noticeable than the MAC-10's. The MP5 is just, like, fills the role of being the MAC-10's little brother because they both fill the same role. I just believe that the MAC-10's better because it has less recoil and more bullets in the mag. All right, next up we got the pistol, or like the V11, I think that's what it's called. The pistol is insanely strong. It is insanely strong. I'm talking 1 second TTK, except you get like 20 meters of range on this thing. It's pretty fucking insane. And also, recoil's non-existent. Mag capacity is very forgiving. This thing is fucking nuts. If right now, if you're playing, your goal is to win and you're playing light, then you need to be using the pistol, because this thing is fucking insane. It is an insanely strong weapon, and I am absolutely expecting it to get nerfed. All right, next up we got the revolver. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest, this thing doesn't really do anything insane. It does have good overall damage. It would stay in B just because it does have good body shot damage and headshot damage, but really, like, I think that the mag capacity and the reload speed is going to be holding this thing back. Unless you can hit all your shots, then absolutely. But just for the average player, I think it would more so fit in B tier just because of the gun's capabilities. Alrighty, next up we got the Riot Shield in, but the Police Baton. I would say this thing's OP just because of the invulnerable shield that you get to hold up. However, this is on medium class, so your movement speed is limited compared to light, so it does make it easier for the opponent to get a better position to you and kill you. I do think the Riot Shield is like pretty strong. It kills like mediums and lights in like 2 or 3 swings. Next we got the sawed-off. So I do believe the sawed-off goes in A tier. I know that you can kill mediums and lights in the 2 shots that the weapon's magazine provides. However, if you're trying to 1v1 a heavy with this thing, it's probably not going to go very well. I also would highly recommend running invis with this double barrel just because it solves a lot of the gun's issues, like the poor range and damage fall off. But if you can basically get around the issue of having to deal with long range engagements, then this gun is still insanely good. Alright, next up we got the Scar. This gun's a B tier for me. When I first used this gun, my main focus was on the sight, and I was very disappointed. I don't really like how big like the outer circle is on the sight. I wish that the middle red dot was bigger. But to be honest, it's not the worst sight I've seen, unlike the MP5s. This thing's mag capacity can fuck off. It's basically doing the same damage as the AKM, except you get half of the AKM's mag. Unless you want to like challenge yourself to like hit more of your shots, I would not use this gun when the AKM exists. Next up we got the Sledgehammer. So yeah, I think this weapon should be an A tier. It has good strength as a melee weapon. The only thing I don't like about melee weapons on heavy class is that your movement speed is extremely restricted, which is going to impact your capabilities with any melee weapon just because your movement speed is going to make it way harder to get an optimal engagement with this thing. However, I didn't really run into the issue while using this. I do believe that it's a very strong weapon. Yeah, I'm gonna put this above the dagger just because the right click can one-shot lights, I believe, and you do not have to hit in the back, unlike the knife. Alright, so next we have the sniper. Once again, I think the sniper is very well-balanced gun. It doesn't do anything too crazy. I'm just not great at hitting my shots with it. The only thing I would really like mention with this is that hopefully eventually we can maybe get like some interchangeable like sights for it. Honestly, like something about this sniper scope doesn't feel that great to me. I'm not sure why. But yeah, I think that overall the sniper is like, it's pretty balanced as a sniper. It doesn't do anything too crazy. The ADS speed's very quick, which is nice, but I think that's suited for the style of this game. Alright, next up we got the sword. So honestly, I think the sword is better than the knife. They both pretty much do the same thing. They have a right click that can pretty much one-shot most people, except the knife has to be in the back. Yeah, I think the sword is better than the dagger just because that you can run both of these on light class, and then the sword gives you more melee range. I think base hit damage. The DPS is a bit slower than the dagger. However, I think that you're going to probably be having an easier time killing people with the sword compared to the daggers. And then finally, we have the auto shotgun. This thing is fucking, I believe it's fucking OP. This thing's like close range damage just goes insane. And you basically get to empty 4 shots on someone instantly, which as long as you hit all of your bullets, they will die. It's pretty insane. It does share like the characteristic of not very far range and close damage fall off like the other shotguns. However, this gun does the supreme well in close range engagements compared to every other shotgun. It'll kill so much faster than any other shotgun, and it's also way more forgiving. 4 bullets is enough to kill someone. You have 16 in the mag. So unlike the double barrel, you're getting insane mag capacity, and unlike lever action shotgun, you're getting insane fire rate. So I definitely expect this thing to get nerfed. I think it deserves to get nerfed, and it's very OP right now. Alrighty, and that's all the weapons, guys. I hope you enjoyed the tier list. If you're out here today playing the beta like I am, then I would definitely recommend trying out the OP guns if you haven't already. Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the beta as much as I am, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, picklers.
Okay. Bye.